We're YEREQGEO Energy. We're owners. We're also known as the curse killers. Stay tuned. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy G. It is a beautiful, slightly overcast Saturday, March 4th, I think it is. Yeah, March 4th, 2023. Got a call last night from one of my super serious soldiers, Jonica Figs Locke. Shout out to Jonica. She's a single parent with about 9 jobs. And she got wind of YEREQGEO and reached out to me. And we've been thick as thieves ever since. And we were talking about, because she wants to know how to market like I do. And I said, you can do anything you want to do. But if you want to get the same results that I get, you got to do the same things that I do, right? And I say that to you guys all the time. But anyway, so Jonica has been working with me, figuring out how to do all her marketing and stuff. And she was trying to think of a URL. And I threw something at her, she threw something at me. And by the time we got done, Curse Killer was thrown. I threw out Curse Killer. I don't know what the front is going to be. I don't know how she's going to put it on the back. But I thought about that last night because she called me last night. And I'll just text you exactly what she said to me last night. I was coming back from the cigar lounge, which is one of my clients. And I had a long conversation last night with some guys about the future that they didn't know about. And she texted me last night, said, yo, Greg, OMG, I'm sorry it's late, sir, but I'm just getting all the tea from the Vegas training. There's a monthly training for YEREQGEO in Las Vegas. Now, most companies have something in Vegas or somewhere once a year, twice a year max. We have a training every month and it's free. All you got to do is get there, right? So I knew it was going to be a big training. I knew they were going to say some things that I kind of gotten through the grapevine and talking to some of the higher ups. But it was just great to hear her excitement. But she said there's some other things that happen that you probably don't know about that I'm going to hook you up with one of my girls who are in the business with me, one of my fellow curse killers who got all the tea, right? So they're going to hook up with me today at some point. We're going to go on a Zoom and we're going to outline everything that was said and everything that's on the table going into the launch in June. Okay, so it was just great. I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I'd rather run with 5 than drag 50. Let me say that again. I would rather run with 5 dogs than to try to drag around 50 additional people who just gonna sit around and complain about what they don't see. And if you're one of those people, I gotta see it to believe it. Move on, swipe left. I'm just saying, right? Because that ain't what this is. This is a company that's been collectively doing EV charging, solar, geothermal, all these different entities for years, collectively, 20 years max, maybe minimum, right? Since 2012, right? Combined since 2012. But this marketing system based on what governments of the earth.
Now we're on a new frontier. We have joined the efforts of governments throughout the earth who look to electronic cars and new technologies. These same companies, Ford, Shell, BP, are in the beginning of building the future.
The governments of the earth have decided this is it. They're not waiting on anybody to ask any more questions, run any more tests. we're going to be done with internal combustion engines and burning coal and gasoline in this country. Done by 2035. If you don't believe that, keep on living. You can talk all you want. You can have all the feelings about it you want. That's the problem with people. They got too many feelings instead of factual data. Well, I got the data and I got the receipts. So just get ready. But what do you want to do? You want to be that same person who missed the opportunity during the 1800s, the early 1900s, when the automobile industry kicked off. When Henry Ford was literally giving away stock. Or you can be that person that, yeah, I don't know about this computer thing. When IBM was giving away stock. Oh, I don't know about this Apple thing. When Steve Jobs was giving away stock. I don't know about this Bitcoin. What are you talking about, bit and coin? What? I can hear you. I can hear you. Depending on your age, I can hear you during each and every one of these innovative milestones in the world. I can hear you naysaying, saying nay. You're like a damn horse. I can hear it. Aren't you tired of that yet? Aren't you tired of watching 20-something people making millions of dollars because they got in the front of things like this? Aren't you tired of arguing about politics when none of that has anything to do with you? Because while politics is WWE and got you walking up in the stadium yelling at good and bad wrestlers, there are kids outside making millions of dollars a year. Now, I think Elon Musk made a calculated mistake because he thought he had too much money. Funny thing about people, when they make certain amounts of money, they get to the point where they can say F you to everybody and everything. But what they forget is they're salespeople. And if they piss off the wrong group of people, half of their sales go away. But you got to give Elon Musk his team. You got to give his team who created that car props. You got to do it because they started a movement, just like Steve Jobs with the iPhone. They started movements that to this day, you got people arguing, literally arguing, heated discussions about the virtues of a damn phone. A phone. How insane is that? And how are they able to have that argument? Because Steve Jobs put something in play, changed the world. And it spawned thousands of iterations of cell phones, that some of which are better than iPhones. I mean, it's just apples to oranges. But it also created a cult of human beings who will get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to stand in line to buy a phone. No, no. But look at what it did for society. It kicked off this movement. Well, what do you think EV car charging is going to do? Think of every gas station you've ever seen. Every gas station you've ever seen in your life, which now most of them are convenience stores as well. Think of every one of them. Even the big, like Love and all those big truck stops. What if you had got involved in the gasoline industry long time ago? What if your grandfather or your grandmother had gotten involved in the gasoline industry way back when all you saw was a Shell and a Lion station? Every 20 miles, you would see a gas station, maybe. And what if you had invested in it to the point where you weren't just making money off the station, you were making money every time somebody pumped gas? Think about how rich and wealthy your family will be right now. But instead, most people, especially people look like us, They ain't even paying attention, let alone listening and saying no. Ain't even paying attention. The generational curse just continues on down to the next generation. Ad infinitum. We're the curse killers. We're the curse killers. I have already, not going to, I've already secured my son's son future. And my son is 5 years old. I've already secured his children's futures. Already. The curse is broken, folks. The curse is broken because we're the curse killers. We're like Abraham Van Helsing in Dracula. We come up in there with a stake and a hammer. And we're killing off all of that vampiric nonsense. Killing it off, right? I'm a vampire fan, so shout out to Jonica for helping us come up with this vampire killing, curse killing situation we got going on here. And you know what else? Just like the vampire analogy, when that sun cracks that horizon, vampires have to be asleep. They have to go into the coffin while we can walk around in the sun. In other words, there's a time limit. Right now, it's about, as far as this business is concerned, about you being able to be an owner, it's about 4 a.m. It ain't light outside yet. But once that sun just cracked that horizon, all over. Now, you'll still be able to pay $99 a month or pay $99 a subscription that's recurring, or pay $9.97 for the whole year so that you can get 1,000 commercials for your business, any business, including YEREQGEO, every month on television, 1,000 television ads. You'll still be able to get that. Or if you pay the $9.97, you'll still be able to get 20,000 commercials over the year, right? You'll still be able to get, if you pay the $9.97, you'll be able to get 20,000 tokens, Yereq tokens, because it's the token that's going to make this thing fly. Why? Because a lot of people, I don't like that crypto. Okay, don't like crypto, but the bottom line is this. If you ever got in an Uber or you ever got in a Lyft, did you pull some money out of your pocket and hand it over the seat to the person driving? No. You know why? Because you paid for it before you got in the car. That's all this is. View the token as a reward point. So all you got to view it as. So when you get the app, right? When you get the app, right? And it's not this app. I'm just going to show you the YEREQGEO TV app, right? When you get the app, right? That app is going to ask you where you're going. And you're gonna say wherever you're going, where you are, and it's gonna show where you're trying to go. And it's gonna show you every EV car charger on the way. And based on what your current kilowatt hours are, how much range you currently have, will tell you which station you want to stop at. All right. So you can say, I'm going to stop at this station because it's 5 miles away and I don't hardly have any kilowatt hours left in my car. I'm on my way back from grandma's house, right? So let's say, let's set up another scenario. I'm going to deviate just a second. Okay. Let's say most people who own EVs right now have what they call range anxiety. I made a video about that called range anxiety, right? You can see it on my channel. Most people who own EVs right now have a certain fear of going too far out into the woods because they don't have anywhere to charge their car, right? Or their truck or minivan or whatever they're using that's an EV, right? What if you can eliminate that? Or what if you, okay, yeah, what if you can eliminate it? So let's say you drive up north, Minnesota, northern Minnesota, you go to Grand Rapids, Minnesota, where my father-in-law and my mother-in-law live. And from the Twin Cities to Grand Rapids is 3.5 hours, right? Between the Twin Cities and Grand Rapids, it might be one charger, maybe. I don't think there's any in Grand Rapids, and that's a city, right? But let's just say there's one in Grand Rapids, or let's say there's none in Grand Rapids. You won't drive up there because you won't be able to make it back. But what if? What if you had something inside of a bag about this big in your trunk or your frunk? And inside that bag is a big old long cable with a plug-in one end and a plug that goes into your EV on the other end. And you go into grandma's house and you pull a plug on her dryer for about 15 minutes, plug that plug in, take that long cable either out a window or through the house, plug it into your car, keep it moving. Charge up your car for about an hour and you can go at least back to the Twin Cities just to charge up, or at least 2 hours away, you can charge up, right? You got some range. You got some way to do it. Well, that's one of our products. So here's the next scenario. What if you paid for grandma to have a charging station right outside her house? Right? Say, once you get to Grand Rapids, you got another hour to go to Wabana. So what if grandma in Wabana, you got enough charge to get back down to Grand Rapids? And you had a buddy in Grand Rapids who has a house with a garage, right? Everybody in Minnesota got a garage, right? You tell them, here, buy this charger, put it outside your garage, right? You're going to put it outside your garage, and it's going to be attached to this app, just like Uber and Lyft. And people are going to be coming from wherever, and they're going to see this charging station. So they know they can make it. They punch it in, they punch an appointment, just like Uber and Lyft, for a certain time and how many kilowatts they're going to need, and go. They drive there, and you could be asleep. You could be asleep, and they pull up to your house, and they charge. And when they charge, you get paid on the kilowatt hours that they use. Just like a gas station. Everybody in the United States of America has the ability to own their own filling station right now. Tell me that ain't a multi-billion-dollar company. Most people who have a charging station in their house now who own an EV, they have no way of making money with that charging station. Now they do. We're about to change the world. This is disruption, folks. And what if they say, well, I can't afford that. That charging station is going to cost me $4,000. Okay, no problem. Here, call my guy that works with YEREQGEO at Sequoia Lending. So not only can you get no money down, no credit check for putting in a charging station through YEREQGEO, but then you get paid for that commercial lending. Tell me this is not a billion-dollar company. The secret funding source. Go there right now. Become a lending broker. or borrow money. Go here right now. We say yes when others say no. Got a business project you want to work on? But enough about that. Swipe left, right? So again, we're the curse killers, because here's what's beautiful. But you know, I told you it's almost 4 a.m. That's because once the company hits 10,000 owners, there will never be more than 10,000, ever. There may be less, but there will never be more than 10,000. So let's say a week from now, because everybody leaving that training, they're fired up right now. So they're going to tell everybody they know, because we're not recruiting, we're telling the good news. You better get in, it's going to rain. Old gospel song about Noah. It's going to rain. You better get ready and batters in mind. God showed Noah the rainbow sign. It won't be water, but fire the next time. Old Southern preacher my dad was. So anyway, it's going to rain, guys. There's a storm coming. You saw it at the beginning of this video. Are you ready? We're the curse killers. Why do you think there's so many people in this country that have generational wealth? Because their great-grandfathers, regardless of what you think about anything that happened that caused them to be able to do that, their great-great-grandfathers made a decision that set their family on a trajectory like that. We're the curse killers. What our families, people who look like me, we never had the opportunity to do that. Now you do. This might be the last frontier. But one thing we know for a fact, this is the biggest transfer of wealth in human history. The biggest transfer of wealth in human history. I'm proud to be a curse killer. I've killed the curse from my family. My mom and dad had no idea that they were cursing me because they were cursed. Right? Curse killer. I'm gonna make another video talking about my grandfather and how he set that curse in motion, unbeknownst to him and everybody around him. But we're the curse killers. We're YEREQGEO Energy International. How'd you like to be part of a company, to be an owner in a company that is going to, not thinking about it, not trying to, but going to provide electricity to the whole continent of Africa? Y'all better come on with me. We got big ideas. And now these ideas are turning into real deals. Get started today. We're the curse killers. Because we're going to make money for everything that happens in this company. Everything. 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 Oh. That's all I got, y'all. Shout out to Jonica and the team, the curse killers. That's our team now. We're taking it, Jonica. All of us that's on this team, we're the curse killers. Get ready. If you're on my team, make some YouTube videos. Make sure you lead out the video. Hey, yo, my name is whoever, and I'm a curse killer. Stay tuned. With that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great Saturday. And as always, imparting. Peace.